is in your notebook too. It's Mrs. Abbott's supply list. These are things I'd like to recommend that you have on hand. It's nice to have Band-Aids in your desk so they don't have to go to the nurse's office to get a Band-Aid. You can save time that way. It's good to have cough drops for yourself. I know that at the beginning of the school year, I get to where I can lose my voice very easily because you're talking so much more than normal. So I like to keep cough drops handy just for that reason. If you need cough drops for your students, I wouldn't get anything medicated, and I would recommend the suckers that are called dum-dums, you know what I'm talking about, the little ones, because they have a stick. Because if someone's coughing, you know how they can suck in and they're getting their breath. It's important to have that stick so it kind of can coat their throat, but they're not going to choke on it, okay? But I keep them for that reason. I like to get my favorite grading pens. Even though we have a closet, a supply closet with the blue and the black and the red ink, I like to get the colors I really like. And I would always, each month would be different, but I liked using green around St. Patrick's Day and pinks and reds, you know, during Valentine's Day, that kind of thing. It just makes grading a little more fun. I kept Airborne on hand because if strep throat's going around or something, it was always good to take Airborne. It's teacher created, it boosts your immune system. That's just a recommendation. I kept Tylenol in my desk for myself, not for the students. These are for myself. But I would keep them in a way where the students wouldn't be able to access them. But you know, you get a headache or something like that, it's good to have that ready for yourself. I keep a nail file, not to be like have perfect nails, but you get that hangnail, it's driving you crazy. Something like Carmex or chapstick. And I keep a secret folder, I label it something unusual, and I keep it full of $1 bills. Like I'll have 20 $1 bills. You probably wondered why. Because there's always something like, oh, we're having a baby shower for so-and-so, and we all need to pitch in $3. And here I am going, oh no, I don't have change. Or it's Principal's Day coming up, everybody needs to pitch in $2, whatever it is. I can go to my secret file and get my dollar bills, and I have learned that that is a good thing to do for yourself. I love Post-it bookmarks, so I can mark places in my story that I'd like to share. I love having a good notepad for writing notes to go home that are positive notes, or to your students. And it's amazing how it's like a badge of honor when they get a note from you. They will like tape it to their desk or tape it to their binder. It's like, she wrote me a note in her handwriting, you know. It's awesome. Sticky tack. You need a good amount of good sticky tack. Ask your teacher friends which color is the best. When I was in the classroom, blue worked better than white. Just letting you know, so you save your money. It's good to have a handheld hole punch. They provided scissors for us, however, they weren't very sharp, so I liked having my own scissors. Safety pins are good to have for your own reason. There's going to be that day that you need it. Some button pops or something, you need it. And indoor recess games that I'd recommend. Recess isn't very long, so we want a game that's not going to take very long to play. So a game like Monopoly doesn't work so well, but Jenga, Twister, Connect Four, Battleship, Pictionary, Don't Break the Ice, Checkers, Chess, Uno, that type of thing. Okay, you can pick these up pretty inexpensively or at garage sales, or ask people you know. I had indoor recess rules, and I would go over them with the students because they have to be a lot quieter indoors than outdoors. How I talked about this with y'all. And I also had a sign-up sheet because, you know, you get the new Twister game and all of a sudden 25 kids want to play Twister. That's not going to work. So here's what I do. On my sign-up sheet, I have bullets of how many. I have 3 people play and 1 spinner. Guess who gets this first?
The day of the hoop.
It's Wednesday, so team 3 gets it first. They pass it to team 4, 1. Okay, and when you have that whole week of indoor recess, it's really fair because every team gets their first. But once it's full, it's over, they can go to something else. Do they have to sign up? No. If they want to read a book or do something else that's not on there, that's okay. This just kind of helps them get right to their fun, and they're not spending all their time deciding what they're doing. They decide ahead of time before recess begins. Twister, Don't Break the Ice, Beanbag Toss, and iPads. This was the last time I was in the classroom it was popular, and it would change from year to year what they wanted to do. It was usually whatever the new game was, that's the one they all wanted. Okay, it's nice if you can have your own stash of colored paper, crayons or colored pencils, rulers, glue sticks, paintbrushes, construction paper, like a ream of copy paper. Just that white paper is awesome because you can do so many things with it. They can illustrate something, they can make it into a flyer about a state. You can do so much with just copy paper. It's nice to have a ream in your classroom to use. In my coat closet, I kept a tub of animal crackers. They have them at Target in a big teddy bear cylinder. Have you guys seen these? Oh, here comes Marshall. Hello, hello. Thank you. If you don't mind, that would be great. Thank you. They all feel like they know you, Marshall. So the animal crackers are great because if there's someone really hungry, there's something about an animal cracker that can kind of just hold you over until your meal. So many of your kids, the best meal they get all day is at school. And I actually had a student who became a teacher who I didn't know this, but I would give her animal crackers, but I didn't know how much that meant to her. She wrote about it in her paper. She didn't even know actually that I was at Pitt State because I was teaching just the interns. And she was in explorations, and the teacher who used to teach it came into my office crying. She's like, "You've got to hear this letter, and it's about you." And she talked about how hungry she was, and how malnourished she was, and how Mrs. Abbott always made sure. Okay, so, but think about it, they're hungry, they're not gonna be able to concentrate like they would. Snacks for you, a good handy snack. I always kept almonds unless I had someone with a nut allergy. Bottled water, saline if you have contacts, these things. I mean, right now that probably seems like, I don't need that, you don't need it. If you do that. Earmuffs and gloves, a coat that you just leave at school, comfy shoes that you can leave at school. And it's funny because I had these shoes and everybody knew I had these extra shoes. And if somebody had something happen to their shoe, they'd be like, "Can I wear those shoes?" You know, even if they were the wrong size oftentimes. So they were kind of community shoes, meaning teachers. And then just some lunches that you can have on hand, like soup or a backup lunch, like those little soups you can heat up or that don't expire that you can have on hand. Because sometimes you might be running late that morning and you didn't get your lunch, or sometimes I would eat the school lunch. We had like a good teacher lunch, but if I was handling a problem, I may miss lunch and they have it all put away, and it's like, oh no. So it's nice to have something you can quickly have real quick. And then just in your classroom library, it's nice to have all different genres and levels of books, both picture books and novels, and having references like encyclopedias, thesaurus, dictionaries, atlas, almanac, that kind of thing, and figure out your checkout system, how you want to do that. But having all different levels of books, so it's really inviting. So after we eat, I'm going to